Welcome to Steam on the Cheap, episode number 1, the first ever episode of this awesome podcast. This is the podcast where I play a shit ton of cheap Steam games looking for ones that are worth their time. This podcast is for a wide swath of gamers, from the prepubescent kid living on short money to parents on a limited income, such as myself. I'm John Nesmith. I'm going to waste my money so you don't have to. Being this is the first game, I did not do much research in finding a cheap game. I kind of hit up the cheap game section on Steam, closed my eyes, and randomly clicked on one, and this is what I came up with. Who's That Flying by Mediatonic. These guys also made games called Robot Unicorn Attack, Monsters Probably Stole My Princess, and several amateur surgeon games, none of which I've played because I moved across the country and had a child recently and have not really played much. Aside from World of Warcraft, and we all know how much time that takes. So, Who's That Flying got a Metacritic score of 76 based on 7 critics and a user score of 6.5 based on 12 reviews. Not many people talking about this game, but then again it is from 2011. Oldie but a goodie, but brand new to me. I bought this game for $5.99, and if you go to Steam right now, it's still at that price. Maybe it'll drop more, maybe not, who knows. I spent 4 hours on this game and I have completed it. The single player is pretty short. I tried both control setups. You can either do a controller or a mouse and keyboard. I stuck with the controller. I went through maybe the first 3 levels with a mouse and keyboard, and it was just really janky and hard to control. I had to dig out my Xbox controller to hook up. It's been a while, but once I got that in, I was able to really play and do well. As for the game itself, you play as a guardian of Earth, a defender of whatever evil may come our way and threaten our way of life. You play a cocky, showboating alien, and because of your antics, Earth is invaded by a doom beast. I get a feel that you're playing the Brewster Gold role in this game for any of you DC fans out there, although you still look like a crazy-looking alien. The Doom Beasts are obviously attacking Earth and doing some damage, and because of that, you must be judged before the Galactic Council of Justice. I'm not going to do a Justice League reference because this isn't a DC game. So, Mediatonic's own tagline for this game is that it is a, quote, side-scrolling shooter crossed with tower defense, courtroom drama and intrigue, doused in sheer awesomeness, and then set on fire. I don't think that's a bad description. As a side-scrolling shooter, you can move up, down, left, right, and you shoot lasers out of what looks to be an amputated hand. Can't really tell. You get a couple power-ups to your laser for getting kill streaks on the Doom Beasts, and then you can grab the Doom Beast and rip them apart, initiating an AoE attack of a kind. Which is actually pretty strong, I wouldn't count it out. Secondly, it's a tower defense, but only in the simplest of terms. If a Doom Beast makes it by you, you lose a point. If you lose 50 points, then it's game over. Although there are many flavors of baddies in this game, only the regular Doom Beasts will try to fly past you. All the other bad guys are just trying to stop you from stopping them, to stop you from stopping them, you know? They're basically there as a distraction, and they stun you, and freeze you, and stun you, and, well, everything they do pretty much stuns you so that Doom Beasts can get by you. I don't have too much bad to say about this game. It's short. I mean, really short. The story mode itself, it's plain, simple, a little bit repetitive. The bosses are alright, but it's kind of old school to where once you figure them out, there's really nothing dynamic about them. You can beat them every time. Other than that, the controller's a little janky too, but we already discussed that. Stick with the controller, not a mouse and keyboard. So when it comes to the good things, I like the artwork, I like the animation, I like the story mode itself, not the length thereof or the gameplay, but the story with Mr. Earth, as they call him, defending himself in front of the Galactic Council and dealing with the intrigue as stated. It's cute and it's fun. This game is also pretty addicting. There's an infinite mode and other modes aside from the main storyline that's going to keep you playing, leaderboards, and it gives you that feeling of one more level or one more point or kill one more Doom Beast, which makes it good and replayable. I mean, overall, I really like this game. I have 4 hours played. I will definitely play it more and more and more. It's one that I'm going to come back to. I'm leaving my controller plugged in and ready to go. I will give this 7 out of 10 Doombeasts, and I would definitely recommend it to you guys. I try to find some funny Steam comments to share with you guys, maybe some Metacritic comments, because those are always fun, but there really isn't much on this game. I found a comment that does describe this game in a way that I feel that it is, and it just basically says, "Who's that flying? Is it enjoyable, funny, and cute? The story mode kind of fell flat for me, as each city's 3 levels felt similar and dragged a bit, but that's just a portion of the game." And that's the important part to remember if you're going to play this game, is you're going to get through that story mode, learn the basics of the gameplay, learn what all the baddies do, and then you're going to move on to the infinite mode, and that's where it really gets fun. Thank you for listening to this episode of Steam on the Cheap. Not only is this the #1 episode of this podcast, but it's the first podcast I've ever done. So I apologize for any first-time issues or problems that we have. I'm pretty excited. I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time and finally settled in on this one. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can get a hold of me. With every podcast, there will be a gameplay video available on the Epic Geekcast YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to suggest a game for me to try so I can waste my money before you do, you can send an email to epicgeekcast@gmail.com. Also, you can tweet me at epicgeekcast, or you can like and comment on the Facebook page, Epic Geekcast. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you next time on Steam on the Cheap.